Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here, and we're going into Alliance War number 8. We're up against one, the Chosen One. And yeah, we need to play well because we haven't. And so I go first in path 2 with Thing as I normally do. Not all the time, but normally I take Thing up this path. And it's got a green Goblin, high ground, strike counter Fury, and the whole plan is to ignore the strike counter, build up, and basically he can't do any damage to me. Now if he does get some debuffs on me, now that can kill me. Now I tell all of my alliance mates and BG mates, all that stuff, when you're playing in Alliance War, make sure you're in a good place, not distracted, turn on the do not disturb, all that kind of good stuff. Now, with that said, you're going to see coming up, I'm going to block the L2. With protection, I can just block everything. High ground, it doesn't matter. As long as this guy's playing ball and throwing specials, we should be good to go. But, just a minute, we're going to see a little something come up on the screen. And for me, I generally have the do not disturb turned on, and it is turned on, and I pretty much have it turned on for 95% of my phone's life. And I work from home. My wife is stay-at-home mom, and here we go, she messages me. Well, if it was do not disturb was turned on, how did I get that message? It threw me off. It did throw me off. You're gonna see here in just a second. I'm gonna block the special 2, he throws it, but I had made a commitment to my wife a while back that, hey, you haven't been getting my messages, you need to be able to disable that somehow. So I've enabled it to where my wife can bypass it, and normally it's not a problem, but you can see she was away and she was going with my daughter, doing some dance stuff, and you see I'm just missing parries and stuff. Like, I've totally lost my focus. But that's okay, because Thing can just tank hits like a beast, and we're just keep smashing on. But I kind of got rattled. I tried to swipe up and dismiss the message right away, but I went into it, and then I was worried that if the game was gonna lag coming back in. You're gonna see here, we're just kind of smashing away, trying to bait a special. I push him over to the special 2, and we're trying to bait this out. Hit him a few times. Probably hit him too many times there. We're just trying to get this guy to throw, and he just keeps coming at me, and I keep parrying. Now we're cornered, which is not good, especially the fact that he has 78 Furies. We just trip protection. We dex out of that back half of that Fury, but then I miss a block, and before he goes into his special 3 and hits into my block to hopefully trigger protection, he throws a special 3, and I die. That was extremely frustrating. No excuses other than my own, but I know for myself, I get very off track, off my rhythm when I get messages popping up on my screen, and all excuses aside, I failed, and I couldn't finish that out. And the green Goblin was being annoying, not throwing that special 2. So we go and heal up Thing. We're going to go back in and take care of business. There's my 3rd death of the season. I was really, really not happy about that. And, if you're wondering, my son, he had some baseball. He got hit in the face with a ball, so I had taken him home early, picked him up, took him home early. That's where my wife was like, hey, what's happening, And yeah, so I don't really have any other excuses other than generally, you never see me getting messages because generally my wife is here at the house with me, and if she needs to contact me, she just walks into the other room, if I'm in another room or whatever. And then here we go again. This green Goblin is being just a big turd, and he is not throwing his specials, so we just go for it, and we get him knocked over. So Yeah, that was extremely frustrating. Next, we're going up on another strike counter, brute force, power focus 1. This is node 14. iHulk, I've seen him once earlier on in the season on this node. You know, you can just smash away with the power focus 1. It's really hard to push him to special 2. It can be done though. I think it was like the first war of the season. He wasn't throwing his special 1, and I did end up pushing him to special 2. No big deal, can dex that as well. But we're just gonna keep going in at this guy, getting parries here and there as we can get them. You know, if he keeps throwing the special 1, when he's getting it, we can kind of build up the furies a little bit better, because we have to have that rock timer reset to bank those furies. Otherwise, every time we parry, it just resets that. Normally, with Torch on the team, you can kind of just build up to the 60 furies really, really fast, and that really helps out the damage. But Torch has been banned every single war this season, which is sad to me, but you know, whatever. And we just got to be really careful at the end. You know, Hulk cannot basically do any damage to me because he's got so many furies. Every time he touches me, we're gonna trigger protection. We do not want to get stun locked or anything like that. There I did alter my combo ending with a light. That's why we got that suppression or the wither on. But I've been mainly sticking to like 5-hit combos ending with a medium. If you alternate, you get those withers. We don't need the withers. They don't do anything in this fight to help. You know, we're about to get him over to 0, but he's gonna trigger his immortality. Assassins did not prevent the immortality. We got a little bit of brute force going on. That's all right. We get another parry in, trigger protection, and we smash him out. So we get our second kill with Thing, and then last up, no, not last up, we actually got 2 more fights in section 1. We're gonna move up to node 20. This has strike counter fury again. It's got masochism. It's got hit me, I dare you, and what's the other node? Static defense, where you can get shocked. Thing is immune to shock, so I don't have to worry about that. Now this one, we're going to not again use the withers. We're not going to alternate our combo, and we're just gonna. I think we just block any of his special ones. So his special ones can be a little bit tricky there. I don't know why I tried to dex that one, but I think after I blocked the first one, tried to dex that one, I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna mess up again like that with him having a whole bunch of furies later on in the fight. So we're gonna try our best to push him to special 2. But if he's not gonna get there, we're just gonna block those special ones. And special 2's easy to dex, just like the red Magneto special 1, the special 2 that he has. So, you know, we're just smashing away. He's got a bunch of armor up, so some of these hits are pretty weak. And you see like 353, 500, 309. He's got a lot of those armor ups from the hit me, I dare you node, and kind of slows down the fight a little bit, but very safe, easy fight. Just don't throw any specials. You always want to have those rock stacks available. It doesn't really matter how many altitude charges he gets from the high ground, because the protection will protect you from that damage with a max sig thing, and at 20 rock stacks. So we're getting close to knocking him out. Block the special 1, and he might throw one more special. And, you know, 2-minute fight. It's not fast by any means, but it's very safe. The Green Goblin was very safe as well, but that didn't turn out so well. So anyways, we get that fight. We're cruising with Thing now. And then next up we have Longshot on the Powersnack backup recovery Outlast node. We're gonna go back in with Thing. We do have a Petrify applied from a buddy's Mr. Fantastic pre-fight, Now, thinking about this, we've used this before, and the Petrify does help to like trigger the backup recovery and any potential Mystic Dispersion that may come into play. The one nice thing that it does is that it does help trigger additional withers, and with those additional withers, when I alternate my combos, we got 2, now we got 4, totally shuts down Mystic Dispersion, and you're going to see that it is going to shut down the backup recovery. So there we got 5 withers up, Dex the special 2. The nice thing about Thing against Longshot, I think I've mentioned this before, but special 1, it really can't do any damage. Thing is bleed immune, so even if it did hit you, no big deal. Same thing with the special 2. You can push Longshot to a special 2. He does apply an Incinerate on the first hit, but that Incinerate's pretty dang weak. You actually will willpower heal from it, and all the other Incinerates that you would normally see Longshot just nuke people down with, those are all tied to his karma, good karma, bad karma, and pure heart and all that. So here we just triggered backup recovery, and that power bar didn't move because of the Petrify and the withers. Really nice. But yeah, back to the Incinerates. Those are tied to Nullify, and Thing cannot be nullified, so therefore those Incinerates cannot get applied to Thing. So it's a really safe fight. We're just going to keep him throwing special 1 or special 2. If he happens to throw a special 2 and we get clipped by like the first part, we'll actually probably willpower heal back from it. So here we go, unstoppable and unblockable. You can see we just ran into that special 1. It did nothing. We didn't even have protection up. Again, it doesn't do any damage. All that damage is tied to the bleeds, and Thing doesn't bleed. So we're just about done. Special 1 to finish him off. Get the solo there. So 4 fights down for Thing with 1 failure on that Green Goblin. Ugh. I was really upset about that one. So we clear that, and we're gonna go into section 2. We had a Symbiote Supreme take out that Nova. Pretty easy option to take out that Mixmaster Nova, and my buddy Wareham, he did a great job. And now here's where the fun begins. So we're going to be using our Nimrod today on this Magneto on the Window of Opportunity stun, Blood in the Water, heal block, and the Defective defense. So we're boosted up, and we power start 1. And so Window of Opportunity stun, we can't stun, otherwise it's going to get reflected back to us. So we're kind of playing a little bit slow, trying to see if we can't get some intercepts. Boom, there we get an intercept. The stun shield is about to go down, so now I can parry. I parry, boom, get him with the heavy. I'm seeing if I can't build up some armors, but and also with that disorient, you can dash back and hold block to remove it. You're gonna see like this is going very slow. Here we switch over a light ender combo to switch over to blitz mode, and we throw off the L2, and it does an okay amount, but I don't think I've fought a Magneto in any content yet. Nimrod's still a newer champ for me, but I was kind of disappointed at the shock damage. Now I know Magneto takes reduced shock damage, but I was like, and I didn't get a ton of power back. And high ground is starting to build up. So you can see that one, it's like 2,800. He's got 4 of those high ground charges. Now he's got 5. That L2 did a decent amount of damage, but we only got like a third of bar of power back or so. So we don't have a lot of chance to block in this fight, because we're going to take some pretty decent damage. So we're just going full intercept. Try to do a little draft back there. He wasn't going for it, and we're just going to take a little dance with Magneto. I've fought him a lot in Alliance Quest map 7 back in the day, with like Corvus, so having to play him stun immune is very familiar and comfortable for me. And I'm getting some nice intercepts off, and you know, I basically have to. Now he's at 8 high ground charges. We're trying to get to a special 2. We want him to throw the special 1, and he's being so stingy with throwing the specials. I don't know if I'm doing something with the AI today or what, but I just felt like these AIs were so passive with throwing their specials. There we end with another light combo to switch back into Blitz, throw off that special 2. That one hit pretty good, and we're almost dead. Magneto's almost dead. 10%, 11% left. He's going to heal up a little bit because of the power drains and the cowardice that he gets depending on what mode I'm in. We're back in Blitz mode. 10 high ground charges. Like one hit would be 7,500 damage into the block, so we do not want to block. And here, boom, we fire off another L2 in eradicate mode, and we eradicate Magneto from the map. I think that was a pretty solid fight. It was longer, much longer than I expected and anticipated. So the one problem is I'm going up path 9, which is the hazard shift, shock, and bleed. And my buddy was actually PT. He was actually supposed to put on an Odin on that Magneto fight and forgot, and I totally spaced it. It's my fault as well. And I'm like, well, don't have it. We're just gonna go in. We're just gonna kind of stall out in this shock phase, because the shocks, I mean, they're gonna do a decent amount of damage, but if I'm hitting like throughout this whole phase, you know, the damage is gonna build up. So we're just kind of hitting to the block, and then bait the heavies, just holding the block. And from here, we're just, you know, we're bleed immune, so we can just hit away. And we're gonna get to our special 2 before we switch back to shock. We switch over to the Blitz mode. Nice special 2, almost takes her all the way out. And we're just gonna wait this out. She throws the special, great. And now we're just gonna counter and kill her off with the combo. So Nimrod, he's a lot of fun. Now here's an interesting thing. So we have a bishop on the next fight, and originally I was assigned to take this with Nimrod, and I was like, well, I've heard that he's not a good Nimrod or bishop counter, and they're like, yeah, you should just be able to blitz him down fast with, you know, without a problem. And I'm like, I'm gonna go do some duels. So this is a duel that I was doing, and the first couple, like, I just got totally annihilated, because when you shock bishop, you're gonna see you just melt. So I was trying to see if I could play around the shock damage that gets put back on you, play around with the incinerate phase if he throws a special 1 like that, and you're gonna see Nimrod is not a valid option, I don't think, ever for bishop, especially in Alliance War where you need to not die. So there you can see I just put a shock on him from removing his prowess being in Blitz protocol. And so now we're back in the Titan modes. We're gonna throw off a special 2. We switch to the eradicate, and just look at the damage, pretty decent. Now this is like a 3x bishop compared to my Nimrod, but I just got like totally all my health wiped out. So after I saw that, I'm like, you know what? That's not gonna happen. And guess who we're gonna bring in? We're gonna bring in Thing. Thing is shock immune. He's bleed immune. He is not incinerate immune, but we can do this fight. And we can do it with the help of protection. And we're gonna try to push this bishop to his special 2s whenever possible. We can parry. He's gonna build up those armor ups, which you can only get rid of those, the passives, by hitting into the block. And now we got 20 rock stacks. So here we're gonna do a combo, and then we're gonna hold our block, hoping that he just keeps hitting it. No, he goes and ends up throwing his special 1. So now we wanna do a little dance and stay away from him. Or we can parry, trigger protection, and you can see I took like no damage. I actually healed up a little bit from those incinerates. Now we're gonna dance around, and then we're gonna go back at it, and we hit him with a big special 2. We got some green boost on. We get almost back to a special 1. We push him to a special 2. We're hitting into his block to get rid of those armors, and now we're just gonna block and then kind of dex out. Triggers protection. It isn't unblockable. I think this bishop was like a SIG 20 or 40 or something like that. So I think when I was looking at how many prowess he needed like almost 20 prowess to be unblockable on either the special 1 or the special 2. So really wasn't too concerned. Here we're only at 11 rock stacks, so we're just gonna dance out the his mode where he can put incinerates on you, get our parries back on, hit into the block to try to remove all of those armor ups. He throws another special 1 because we were opened up a little bit too much, and then I think I'm gonna do another parry and heavy here, trigger protection at 20 rock stacks. Boom, we get incinerated. That's all right. We start healing. Look at that 110 heal to the 8 damage. It's kind of nice. And here we get to a special 3, 20 rock stacks under the stun, and we're just gonna be able to come straight out and start wailing on them. We get some pretty nice damage on that. Well, no, that actually didn't do much because he has so many armor ups right now, but we're trying to smash into his block. We're fully unblockable, get back to a special 1, and he's dead. So the thing worked really, really well. And luckily I did my homework and didn't go in with Nimrod, as I was assigned, and question that. So we have, I think it was Vasks on our team. He took out this Mr. Negative with a Mojo with a Mr. Negative. And now here's a great fight. We got America Chavez. I know that she has been a pain in the butt to some, but we're just gonna wreck this. And I sent this to my battle group, and I got a comment saying that's the cleanest fight that I've ever seen. Now the one nice thing with America Chavez that I think gets overlooked is you can dash back intercept like that, like you can with like Domino and Killmonger, Annihilus. You can do those little draft back intercepts. So here I'm waiting for the stun to almost be off to where I can time my combo into the next stunning reflection shield, and we get the parry off right before that, and I get perfect block when there are incinerates active. Now the stunning reflection shield goes down. We just do another draft back intercept, parry, suck in all of those incinerates, get a bunch of power gain, and then here we go. Dead. That was 100k plus 109k or something like that on one of those hits on the special 2. Full health, full yellow bar. Chavez didn't stand a chance. That was a really fun fight. So yeah, that was all my assignment for the war. I don't have a boss kill to show for today. We ended with 3 deaths. They ended with 3 deaths. But as an alliance, we failed again, and we had another battle group. Same battle group. I'm not going to mention names, but they totally did not help us in the death count. We ended up losing this war. So this is 3 straight wars in a row that we've lost. So good job to Chosen One. They did a solid job. 8 deaths. That's a pretty decent war. As far as my war goes, 8 fights, 8 kills, and my 1 death. So I can't complain too much because I didn't do my part. I had that 1 death. We have 44 fights in the season, 44 kills, 3 deaths. We dropped 3 more spots in Platinum 1 to rank number 9. And yeah, it's just, we just do not have it going on right now. We've just lost a lot of rhythm, confidence, or whatever it is. We are just not doing well as a whole team. And we need to do better. Otherwise, our Masters shot, which it looks like even right now, is not gonna happen. But there's still a chance. It's just saying there's still a chance. But yeah, so that was the contribution for this war. Here's my little graphic where I have all of the attackers that I've used, added 5 more kills to Thing. Got a Sunspot kill, which was fun, and a couple more kills for Nimrod. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun with Nimrod. I have another great war coming up in war number 9 that has some more really sweet Nimrod action. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully I don't get my butt kicked again like I did against that green goblin. And thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.